Yo, what's good my fellow deadheads? Your overlord has returned with yet another JJK Phantom Parade video. Today we are going to be talking about what the third standard banner update could look like, when we could see it, and what units we could be seeing on that third standard banner update. This video is going to be really quick because I do need to get ready for work in a few minutes here. So I did want to just get this last little piece of content out for you guys. Just remember, the dead man is fighting for you. The dead man is consistently late to work to get these videos out, but don't feel bad about that. By the way, leave the dead man $10,000 in his Cash App, which is always linked down below my videos, and see what happens. See what happens. Anyway, if you want to leave a like on this video, you can go down below. You can leave a like, you can subscribe, you can hit the notification bell so you can get notified every single time I decide to glide. And you can also comment down below and let me know what you want to know. But we're going to go ahead and just get into our list of standard banner units to talk about when we can see the standard banner update. Guys, we could see the standard banner update probably around the sync celebration, but I remember I had did a bunch of arbitrary math a very long time ago and was doing a bunch of dates and talking about the fact that I was trying to calculate when the second standard banner update would happen, but it happened so much faster than I had actually anticipated that maybe the next sync, or maybe the next standard banner update could either be right before the sync celebration or just during the sync celebration. It probably would be during the sync celebration, but if they decided to do it before the sync celebration, I'm thinking maybe like somewhere around like September 4th to 14th kind of range. Again, I did a lot of very arbitrary math a very long time ago in another video to try and predict where the second standard banner update would pop out. Did not predict it properly. That is perfectly okay though. That is life. You say stuff, sometimes it's true, sometimes it's not. You keep walking, you say more stuff, right? But I think that we could see this update possibly before the celebration, but more than likely it's going to be at the celebration. But if we saw it anytime before the celebration, it would probably be September, just because October does hold significance. Oh wow, really cool idea here. September holds significance just because of dates lining up compared to how they have been updating things in the global version versus the JP version, and looking at the speed at which things have been coming to the global version versus the JP version, right? September makes a lot of sense for them to try and land a point that will work for both games, and they could do it at the same time and go ahead and get into that zone of doing sync celebration kind of stuff, right? Like, okay, whenever we do something now for the games, let's just drop them together. Cool. That would clear up so much extra confusion about the future if they just started syncing things now and went back and just amended all the stuff that wasn't synced up right now at the moment. But also, they could choose October simply due to the fact that October 31st, I'm pretty sure, is not when the Shibuya incident happens in the story canonically, but I think it's when the Night Parade of 1,000 Demons happens, which is similar to the Shibuya incident really, but is way back in JJK 0, and we had much less sorcerers to partake in it. Now, during the Shibuya incident, we have Gojo, but Gojo gets sealed, and we have a lot more stronger sorcerers, I think, to actually go into the situation. So comment down below, actually, let me know what you think was worse, the Night Parade of 1,000 Demons or the Shibuya incident. I'm gonna say the Shibuya incident because Shibuya was absolutely a freaking hole at the end, but the Night Parade of 1,000 Demons was still bad nonetheless. Honestly, yeah, comment down below and let me know what you think is the worst, but I'll be honest with you, the Shibuya incident is the worst. Shibuya was a hole afterwards. Shibuya was a hole afterwards, bro. There's no worse than that. Sukuna did a 200-kilometer freaking malevolent shrine and a fuga. Jogo dropped a meteor. Like, all this stuff happened on Shibuya, bro. Rip Shibuya. Shibuya is not safe. But let's go ahead and talk about the units that I think are going to be on the third standard banner update. Now guys, one thing that I noticed from the units on that third standard banner update screen, or on that second standard banner update screen, is that the gap from which the units had been added was like it was like a 3 to 4 month gap. I think at the extreme it was like the oldest and newest unit added in that standard banner update were 4 months apart. We don't look at the hidden inventory characters because that doesn't really count. It's like they made them limited at first, and then they were like, actually we want these to be standards, so they just kind of, or were they standard banners the whole time? I don't know, but literally they were just kind of like, yo, we're throwing this in. They let us know way beforehand, so it was just like no matter what, that's going to be tacked on. So I wasn't even really counting that in the characters because like we already knew, but also it was like they came out at such a different time than the rest of the characters who popped out on that banner that it was just kind of like, oh okay, you didn't really think about them because you knew that they were there and you were just trying to figure out the rest of the characters. And I remember the last time I did a video like this, I said that they were going to have every character up to Kaito, which is every character up before the first anniversary. Yeah, right, with Billy's non-free-to-play love and self. Basically, I think that all the characters that I have compiled here, they're not even really like 3 to 4 months apart. they're quite literally just the rest of all of the characters that we still have from 2024. I think every single one of these characters from 2024. I don't think any of these characters from 2025. I think 2025 might be too much of a jump because we've only been into 2025 for like 6 months now, or I'm sorry, 8 months now. What the world? I have a calendar right here. But nonetheless, I think all the 2024 units we could see added on. So usually I like to think about this in the perspective of like, yo, is this more of a L or more of a W? Because every standard banner update is an L and a W. Why is that? Because it's an L in the sense that there are more units flooding the pools, so you can't get the rest of the units that you want as easily. It's a W though, because it does what's the word I'm looking for? It does diversify the character pool and give you chances to pull a lot more unique things though, and it just always gives you access to pulling characters who were premium at a certain point, but now they're just regular, right? Mai is certainly an excellent choice because people were saying that she's like a pseudo DE Gojo, and I'll be honest, I looked over her kit and I was pleasantly surprised to see that like her debuff, like they were not joking, her debuff is like nearly up to Gojo's debuff. Gojo's debuff is like 100%, hers is 80%. Maybe Gojo's lasts a few turns longer, but Gojo shines because he has all those extra debuffs that come along with his debuff as well. And I think he has extra damage reduction mixed into his thing as well, depending on how many counts of what is it, urgent situation he has left, urgent emergency or something like that, urgency or something, whatever the stack is called, that makes him leave after a certain number of turns. But I'm not here to break down all these characters' kits all the way entirely. I'm just kind of giving my ideas on who we can see there. So Mai, I believe, is going to be on the 3rd standard banner update, and honestly they could change the standard banner update system altogether. They could just add everybody up to Kaito. They could add people beyond Kaito. They could be tired of the standard banner updates in general and decide to fully amend that part of the game and just make it better or worse. We know how Billy likes to do. But let's go to the next character. We got Red Inumaki. I've literally never used this Red Inumaki. I've not had any experience with him. I heard that he's a really good character. He is a debuffer, I believe. Yes, he is a red debuffer. I mean, I've heard he's really good. That's all I can really leave it at. I have not really even looked up videos on like breaking him down or anything. And I'll be honest, I don't think there's anybody in JJK Phantom Parade who is literally like just doing a breakdown video on every single character in the game like this man, the Truth DT, would. Whether it's a rare SSR character, it does not matter. Like, since Truth has all of his characters maxed out, that is his market now. That is what he does now. Everything's maxed out all the time. So what is his new grind? The grind isn't even in the game anymore. The grind is on YouTube. His grind is just showing everybody how good these characters are, how bad these characters are, right? So I feel like I'm gonna have to eventually take up that mantle because I am trying to get my account like absolutely stacked to crack out and actually test everything. I do like those kind of like ideas of like testing everything, but it's just like I like to spend my time, you know, carefully putting everything together before I test things to make sure that I'm giving you guys the best depiction of that thing that I could give you. That's why it takes so long for showcases to come out for the Deadman. That's why showcases don't start rolling out for the Deadman until like a year into the game's like course, because I'm just like, yo, the units aren't even fully built yet, bro. Like, everybody's using these same units and everybody's units are incomplete. Wait till the units are complete. And I know you can record a showcase, and then whenever they add a new system of limit break, you can do another showcase on the exact same characters and just rinse, wash, repeat. But I'll be honest with you, I can just think of content, so I don't need to do showcases on incomplete characters. I am okay. But yeah, we're going to go over from Red Inumaki. I'm pretty sure he's going to be on the banner. That's it for the red characters, by the way. Then we got Blue Inumaki added here on the banner. I don't know, out of any standard banner update, have we ever seen two copies of this, not two copies of the same character, but two of the same name character added onto the banner at the same time? I don't think so. I'm really trying to think of it. Yeah, I think they actually spread them out pretty well, but this is just another 2024 unit, so he could certainly be another unit that is added onto the banner for sure. This Inumaki I have actually used, but quite literally only once. But he is pretty good though. From the one time I use him, I can see why he's so good. Decreases all enemies' Jujutsu by 40%, so enemies cannot hit you as hard. He fills up his own ultimate gauge. Unfortunately, not everybody else's like he used to with his skill 3 on the rare version. But then he also increased the selected enemies' Taijutsu damage received and Jujutsu damage received by blue units. So not only is he making your team survive better, because he can also give up to 50% damage Jujutsu decrease depending on how their HP is, but the lower their HP is, the more often you're going to do the 50% instead of the 40% for 2 turns. That's really good. Not to mention his ultimate has a really good debuff on it too, and that skill that is literally saving your team, keeping your team safe, literally is building his ultimate faster and faster. So He was a very intuitive character when they designed him. They really knew what they were doing with this one. And even though he is not going to be making or breaking the entire battle, I've definitely seen compositions in events where people are like, oh, I don't have Blue Inumaki. Oh, okay, I can just use this instead, right? But like, it is definitely a blessing to have Blue Inumaki. It's nice to have him. It feels good. Let's go to the next one. We got Green Nobata. That will complete the set of Nobatas, so that, or we still don't have a Blue Nobata. That's like SSR, but that will complete the current set of Nobatas that are in the game right now, to drop on the standard banner, so we could finally get access to all of the Nobars. I do not have the green one at all, and honestly, I'm not that interested in the green one. From what people explained to me, she can do damage like Hollow Purple Gojo, but her build up just takes a lot longer, and I don't judge that. I don't hate that. I think that the Red Nobara is probably the most perfect depiction of how Nobara's powers actually feel in the show, or at least how Nobara's powers look to us as viewers in the show, right? So I like Red Nobara the most out of all the Nobars, but I'm not going to complain about people getting more access to certain characters, and it's not about what I like, it is about what everybody needs. And if people need Green Nobara, then that would be a big W. And you can see here, she's another 2024 release in October, so we're just kind of going down the line here. All right, next up, guys, we got this boy Megumi Fushiguro with the Divine Dogs, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I think this unit is actually really good, but I don't think he's as good as people are like hyping him up to be. I know that people like to use him as a DPS, and like he's not bad DPS, but I think that his damage is probably more similar to like Green Gato. It just feels like it's in that realm for me whenever I'm looking at the missions, right? Whenever I'm doing the missions, it feels like this Megumi is like around Green Gato tiers of damage, and not quite around like Hollow Purple Gojo or Hidden Inventory Gojo tiers of damage, right? But at the same time, this Megumi is a debuffer, so it's just like, I think it was really just copium. I think people were kind of like, yeah, bro, I don't have a good attacker, but I mean, like, Megumi's a good attacker. Attacker, huh? Yeah, sure. Yeah, I can see that. Attacker, yeah, right. But I mean, I guess when you link him up with Gato, and Gato is debuffing already, and then he's debuffing, his damage can look really impressive. But like, his damage just don't be looking like Haijo or Hollow Purple Gojo to me in any situation, to be honest. So honestly, probably SP buff Yuji might even be better damage than this man. Not 100%. I got to test that out. But and honestly, I want to test him out side by side on a team for real. But that's all I really have to say about Megumi. He's just a pretty solid average character. He does have that really cool mechanic where, and they added it to they updated the blue Megumi and added this to him as well, but like, they do have that mechanic up here. I think the mechanic started here, where Megumi, when he has Divine Dogs out, Divine Dogs like kind of like offload some of the damage he's taken, and then they disappear after they take a certain amount of damage. And even on this unit, they have specified the specific amount of HP that Divine Dogs has. I'm pretty sure where? No, it doesn't. So I guess it defines how much HP Divine Dogs has on the blue one, because they have updated him. Typically, sometimes they update the characters, and when they update the characters, that's when they put in all the specifics of their kit. Like, sometimes it'll say like, oh, Divine Dogs offload some of the damage that Megumi takes, and then after they do like a adjustment for the character, all of a sudden it says Divine Dogs comes into battle with 25% of Megumi's maximum HP, and every time Megumi takes damage, the dogs take 5% of that damage until their HP is completely gone, and when their HP is diminished to 0, they will leave. You see how much more precise of a description that was? They do that whenever they do adjustments, but I guess they didn't do that with this green Megumi. But like, this shit basically works that way. Let's jump to the next. Is there another character? Well, we still do have Yuki Kaito on the Kaito Yuki. I'm sorry, why did I say his name backwards? We still have Yuki on the list here. I think that the rare Yuki is probably a little bit better, just because you can more directly help your team's cursed energy reserves. But this Yuki still does seem pretty good, actually. Like, I remember when I read his kit upon the initial impressions on the JP version. I'm pretty sure I was pretty impressed with his kit. Like, it is a pretty solid kit. It's just that I think Yuki's should just be mainly support characters, and they try to make him an attacker. He still has support in his kit, but that was the one thing that kind of had me like, you're still supporting, yes, but like, we're trying to do extra damage with you, even though you're not going to be one of our top tier god tier damage dealers. We quite literally could have just gotten more support with you. And like, yeah, he does increase all damage though for allies. That's good support. He does have support in different ways, but I mean mainly the cursed energy support. I mean, it's not so bad. They made his cursed energy more of a passive thing, so you can focus on other things. It's not bad at all. He actually is a really good character. I just never seen how his damage hits, but that is it for the characters. And I just want to go ahead and stop here and say the characters that we just listed off is literally only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 characters. So if we look at the last 2 standard banner updates, The original standard pool update added in 12 new characters to the game and 11 new recollection bits. And we're not talking about them themselves. We're just talking about, oh, and I'm sorry, I was capping. Yuji and Yuji, those two came out together. That's what that was. But yes, we had 12 characters right here on this standard banner update, right? Then we go to the next standard banner update. Drop down drastically from 12 to 9 characters. So it actually would not be that surprising if we only got 6 characters for the next update, because the trend has literally been following that from 12 to 9 to 6, right? So standard banner updates may become more commonly, more frequently, but at the same time, they add less characters in, but at least we have a more clear idea of when they would be coming. So characters will still be getting added into the standard banner faster anyway. I would like if they just honestly like split the banners up into like, they should give us 4 different standard banners. One that is fully green, one that is fully red, one that is fully blue, the one that is fully yellow. After they add a few more units, I really think that's what they should do with the summon section of the game. And like quite literally, instead of having 4 banners stacked on top of each other in the list, you can literally have one banner. You can literally just press an arrow to the side and be like, okay, red banner, blue banner, green banner, red banner. Yo, that would be an incredible freaking idea. Oh my god, I'm doing a video on that and I'm claiming the credit for it now, chat. But yes, you can see we went from 12 standard banner update characters to 9 standard banner update characters. So 6 would not be surprising, but 6 would be very disappointing. We went from 11 recollection bits to 8 recollection bits. So they quite literally dropped the number by 3. And let's see, how many recollection bits do I have right here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, but only 5, 6, 7 because of a special caveat. Without 3 of them, it's only 4 really, which is more than 3 being dropped off of this, which only make 4. But honestly, if you're matching it off of the banners equal to the characters that will be added to the standard banner update, there would only be 4. There would only be 4 pages anyway at that point, because I think one of the banners didn't even come out with a banner. Megumi didn't come out with a recollection bit. First bit we have here is Student's Duty, and actually I don't really know what this one does. I wanted it, so I know it's good, but I'm gonna reread over it. When activating Commander ultimate skill, recovers own HP by 20% and increases own damage by 50%, effective for red type attacks. And if you get it to tier 3 or a limit break 3, A3, there we go. Recover 25% HP and 55% increase in own damage. And then at the start of battle, recovers own cursed energy by 15. That's actually a godly recollection bit. What the hell? And honestly, that will work really well with Mai because she is such a crazy debuffer. And I see some of her energy costs are pretty low for switching her ammo, but you know, it never, like I always say, it never hurts to have extra cursed energy. Only has 6 turns of cooldown. Very good recollection bit. Would be very lucky to pick this up in the standard banner for sure. Cursed Spirit Beach came out with green Nobata, and this one's actually pretty good too, but these are starting to become more like kind of like dependent on like one color type of deal. I'm gonna just read the limit break 3 effect. Only when activating your ultimate. Increases own damage dealt by 85% for 1 turn 1 time, effective for green type attacks. Similar to like non-standard. No, it isn't. It's similar to Sukuna's page because non-standard is cursed energy. This one is damage dealt. At the start of turn, if own HP is 50% or below, increases own cursed energy efficiency for 2 turns. That's pretty good, and it doesn't say that this only happens 1 time. Hopefully they don't amend this and make it a 1-time thing. This being 7 turns kind of sucks, but I mean, like, hey bro, you getting pretty good use across the page. I could let that slide, and you're even getting stats to the Jujutsu and Taijutsu. That's crazy. Okay, let's keep going. Fleeting Moments came out with blue Inamaki. Yep, it's for blue units. You can see all 3 of these recollection bits are quite literally for a certain color of character. Also, I just want to say shout out to whoever's working on the wiki. I do see that some stuff got added to the wiki 20 hours ago, so I know you were grinding and putting in work, my man. Keep it up, my brother. We are watching. But let's see. When command skills or ultimate skill is activated, increases own damage dealt by 60% for 2 turns 2 times. That's excellent. Effective for blue attacks. And if your own HP is 50% or below, increases your own Jujutsu stat by 5% for 2 turns. That's whatever. This, oh wow, this isn't even an upgrade when they get to limit break 3. Oh, come on now. You could have done better than that. You could have upgraded this either to 10% at least, or you could have made this 60% HP so it was easier to get it. And then right here, at the start of each turn, if increase on damage received status is active, yes. Increases on Jujutsu stat by 30% for 1 turn. Oh, okay. That's why they didn't give you more Jujutsu. Applies with increased on Taijutsu Jujutsu damage received status. Okay. Not bad. I actually kind of like that one. That one is for Inamaki, obviously, but honestly, I feel like that one could work on quite a few blue characters, so not too bad. That one might not be a bad one to keep in your back pocket. Do I have this one? I feel like I have this one. Then the last one I think they'll add, oh, never mind. Cat Rescue was in, okay, so I only got 3 recollection bits. Oh my goodness. This was in 2025, bro. Who is this even attached to? I have no idea who this is attached to. Is it for yellow character? It's not. All enemies continuous damage received by 10% for 1 turn. Increases continuous damage. Who could this have been for? Who else has continuous damage? Jujutsu, continuous damage, yellow. I know it's not a yellow bit, but like I feel like low-key the borders on the bits kind of tell you like, dude, are these supposed to be for a yellow unit? Because I feel like if I look at Sukuna's bit right now, or let's look at this one. No, this one doesn't have a green border. Okay, yeah, no, they all have borders. My bad. I was tweaking. I felt like since I look at these like borders on the characters and the borders change with the characters, I thought they changed with the recollection bits, but I don't look at recollection bits as often as characters, so very obvious. But yeah, this recollection bit actually came out in 2025, so this one's off the list. I'm sorry, chat. Now, that means that I only had 3 recollection bits that I could see them adding, but if they wanted to add these right here, these all did release during 2024, and these were all anniversary bits, but they were all listed as standard from the start, never as limiteds, and they even brought back a banner like right after. Oh, this is the thing I was talking about just now. They even brought the stuff back right after on during the celebration. No, right after the celebration, they gave us a banner for New Year's where you could pay to summon, and literally all of the anniversary characters' recollection bits were on the banner, but they weren't on the banner, of course. This one's actually pretty solid for Yuji, but I like using Play of the Strong a little bit more. This one is when command skill or ultimate skill is activated, increases on taijutsu stat by 70% for 1 turn, and recovers on cursed energy by 10. Available once 5 turns have passed. The cursed energy 10 part is available once 5 turns have passed. So I don't even know why it says that, because your cooldown is 7 turns. Oh, because you have to have 5 turns pass in the battle before you get the 10 cursed energy in general. Cool. This is not bundled onto this top effect. This is its own separate thing right here. They need to get a little bit better about breaking stuff up when it's in the same part of the like kit on things. Then at the start of battle, recovers on cursed energy by 10, and at the start of turn, if own HP is 50% or below, decreases on damage received by 15%, increases on taijutsu by 15%. Not bad. It gives Yuji more taijutsu for sure. This is only for 1 turn though. I think Play of the Strong is a little more valuable though, just because with at least you can use this on non-ultimate, so you can use it on a turn where Yuji has 2 attacks, but with Play the Strong, it lasts for 2 turns, so you're essentially squeezing out 4 turns worth of boosted damage from Play the Strong. That's why I like that one better, but this one's still good nonetheless. Like, dude, Play the Strong you would just probably have easier, you probably have higher duped, so it's like that one probably would perform better for most people, but like, if you want to use this one with Yuji, go ahead. But this just brings up my point from my other video that I was talking about earlier in the week. We need to start doing something to make recollection bits more relevant, right? This recollection bit is relevant, yes, but I like using Play the Strong better. But what can make this recollection bit a little bit more relevant sometimes? Adding an extra passive on that is specific to the character it came out with. Because then all of a sudden, or maybe like when Yuji is wearing this recollection bit, one of his skills gets a new effect. That, right? Say you don't even limit break the recollection bit altogether and give it a new passive. Say you just give a character a better skill upgrade whenever they're wearing the specific bit for them. Literally like skill pages in Black Clover Mobile. Let's go on to the next one. You already know what the other 2 are. Detainee Party seemed like such a good recollection bit when I read it, and it is a good recollection bit, but it's just like it just doesn't work well with Gojo. Gojo just wants us. Gojo, like this is not a fast enough ult charge for Gojo, bro. You want to use like something like an excellent shape or rest for the adults or something like that, right? But since it charges so slow, it's just kind of like, damn, make this relevant. Like, I like this bit and I want to use this bit. It has a good effect, but I'm just like, yo, most of the time, nah. And 9 turn cooldown is really crazy, dude. When command skill or ultimate skill is activated, increases all allies' ultimate gauge charge rate by 15% for 2 turns, and then increases all allies' damage dealt by 20% for 2 turns. Just 2 turns, and I'm waiting 9 turns to use it. It's kind of like, eh. And then at the start of a battle, increases all allies' critical hit chance by 10%. Very mid for the fact that you want me to wait 9 turns to use this effect up here, and like this is cool, but like it's just 10%. Like let's calm down. You're not doing anything crazy with this, but like, yeah, man, give Domain Gojo an extra little that would balance the game a little bit too, because if you gave this an extra passive whenever DE Gojo wore it, then all of a sudden people aren't just rushing Infinite Void and cheesing shit. Now people are taking a little bit more time or something. Or when Gojo wears the Detainee Party, he can stay for an extra turn. That would be fucking wild. That would be wild if it took a lot longer for you to get the direct benefits off of this page, but it gave Gojo an extra turn. I think that payoff would be absolutely worth it. Last recollection bit we have here is King of Curses, which is Sukuna's recollection bit from the anniversary. This one is excellent, dude. I love this shit. Good damage on it. So when only on your ultimate, has a 6-turn cooldown, which we love, increases own damage dealt by 90% for 2 turns, excellent, effective for blue type attacks. Then at the start of the 7th turn, increases own jujutsu stat by 10% for 2 turns up to 1 time in battle. This part right here could definitely be better, but I mean, like, how much more do you really want them to give you when you're getting 90% damage for 2 turns with a 6-turn cooldown? And even if you only had this no dupes at all, you're still getting 85% for 2 turns, bro. That is psychotic right there. So this recollection bit is absolutely really good. It doesn't give taijutsu, keep that in mind. So your taijutsu stat is gonna be looking wimpy as hell. This is specifically for like jujutsu characters, really. Like this is for like, you know, your blue Gojos, your blue Jogo, your Sukuna. Yeah, I don't know why I got that accent on a tiny bit halfway through saying all those names, but guys, that is my predictions for who we could see in the standard, what we could see in the standard banner update. I just want to give a quick little reminder list one more time before we end the video off. Red Mai, red Inumaki, blue Inumaki, green Nobara, green Megumi, yellow Kaito. And honestly, I'm not even gonna go back over the recollection bits. Just the characters. I feel like the characters are the main thing that people are worried about. I did my recollection bit tier list earlier in the week. I am convinced that y'all actually don't pay attention to as many recollection bits as I thought y'all did before, and y'all just be using like the stock standard, like probably like fucking 5. Y'all probably have a range of 5 to like 8 recollection bits, and then just probably don't even move that much outside of the rest of them. So who knows? Only time y'all probably really care about recollection bits is whenever it's a brand new one and you quite literally do not know what the shit does at all. But once we know what it does, I feel like recollection bits kind of just lose all popularity, lose all hype. Like, right? You know, you still got recollection bits from the first days of the game that still run this shit. But that's gonna be it for your boy DeadmanVince. If you guys did like the video, you can go down below, you can hit the like, you can subscribe, you can hit the notification bell so you can get notified every single time the Deadman decides to glide. And you can also comment down below and let me know what you want to know. But yeah, the Deadman does love you, and hopefully you guys are getting prepared for the next standard banner update, whatever it is, or if they decide to amend it, change it, whatever, blah blah blah, and transfer our tickets into some other sort of system. But let me know down below what you guys think. Peace.